Happy Monday! Now, I know that sounds like an oxymoron, something that doesn't really make sense, like jumbo shrimp, or awfully good, or wearing pants to work from home. But if you're watching today on display with us, what is not to like? Chances are you're unwinding on the couch, feet up, maybe cracking open a cold one, sitting next to a loved one, ready to win some big ones. Yes, this all sounds like good news to me. Good news, by the way? Not an oxymoron. There's plenty of good being put out in the world, and a lot of it by content creators like the ones we are going to be highlighting today on display. Tonight, we are going to kick things off with our app du jour, aka our display tip of the day, communities. People to connect with, yes, and ultimately help you make more money. Then we're highlighting traveling man Michael Machado in our creator spotlight. After that, we're sitting down with writer, drag artist, and advertising maven Dana Angelo to play Posted Up and On the Spot. And last but not least, we'll complete our night with a game of trivia where you could win up to $10,000. It is all happening right here in the app. You are in the right place. So if you want any of that, stay right here. Now, speaking of which, do you want to learn something new about this app? Yes, I'm going to pretend you're all nodding with me. Maybe you are. Maybe you're going off in the chat. What's up, everyone? Throw me some love in the chat. Tell me where you're watching from. So today I'm here to tell you about communities, right? Which, by the way, sort of you have in this chat right now, right? This is a community. This is a great group that you can get to know. But communities on display are groups that you can join around a shared interest. So they help you connect with like-minded individuals and see the kind of content that you're actually interested in. Plus, if you're posting to a specific community, in addition to your regular posts, right, on your feed, you're also posting to a community, your content is likely appearing in more timelines, therefore giving you an additional chance to earn, which is great because we're here for the community, but we're also here for the money. So let's take a look at how you can utilize this feature. All right, so you got your main profile. You're going to tap into that menu on the top left of your screen, those three little lines, and then you're going to go down to communities, which is in beta, which means we are still evolving this feature because we're still a new app, right? We're still developing. So communities is a work in progress, and you can see all of the communities here that you've joined, any invitations that you've gotten. You can choose to accept them, you can join them, you can deny them. And we can also take a look at things that are suggested to you, right? Or communities that you can create. Let's see what actually a community would look like, right? So let's go into world traveling. This is amazing. Now I can see all kinds of travel content. I love to travel. It's one of the reasons I use social media because I can't always travel. Cue pandemic, right? We couldn't travel during then. So I love to see what other people are experiencing, the food, the culture, the scenery. So world traveling is definitely a community that I love being a part of. And it just shows me all the different travel content. So I know when I'm heading there, I am going to see that travel content instead of just all of the mix of content that I would see in my feed. Now, let's say I'm posting to world traveling. That means people that are following or a part of this community are going to see my content more frequently, which means I'm going to earn more money because there are more ads appearing in communities as well. So, by getting paid off the dividends, if your content is appearing in more places, you're posting frequently, it's appearing in more spots, you are going to be making more money. So it's a great way, of course, to connect with people who like the same kind of content that you do, and also, of course, to earn. Community and earning, they really do go hand in hand. Now, let's say you want to create, right, your own community. You can do that too. So let's say you don't see something that you want to see a community for. So I don't know. I know there are communities for cats, but let's say I want to do one where cats and dogs are together in photos, because who doesn't love multiple animals in photos? And I could call it the cat dog community, right? And I could make my own community and start that and share it with everyone. So yeah, all kinds of stuff that you can do. But this is amazing. I mean, display itself is the #1 community here on social media. We got the best people. I mean, look at this crew. Look at this crew right now. Y'all are saying hello to each other in the chat. I'm loving that. Jerry, 1992, hello, with a smiley face. I see some newbies tuning in. Welcome. It's good to see you. Daybar's tuning in from Colombia. We've got Sage Al-Saini from India. We've got Venezuela in the house. We have Ireland here. Sierra O'Connor's here. We got JRed444 repping the USA. What's up? What's up? We're all coming together here. Hello, Dav31. Good to see y'all. All right. Well, stick around because next up we've got our creator spotlight. And speaking of traveling content, you're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you in a sec.
Welcome to Display Tips. The best way to get the most out of display is to explore and discover. Let's take a quick glance at your display home screen. Swipe up and scroll through the newsfeed to see inspiring content from other creators. When you see something you tap like, comment, share, support, or all of them. Ready to create your own content? Tap the Create icon for photo, video, GIFs, filters, live streaming, and more. Then start sharing. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I'm from Long Beach, girl. With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O double G, but I somehow, some way keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and
I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming. I'm probably gonna drown when I'm in it. I bet she gonna get loud when I'm in it. And we might have a child. I won't love a hoe after we fuck, she can't get near me. Only bitch I give a conversation to is
I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that. My body, I'm coming in fast.
Welcome back to Today on Display. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis. Now, we've just talked about communities, which help you connect with others on the app and give you an additional way to earn. One type of community I've mentioned that I've always been a fan of is the travel-based ones. And that's actually where I was able to discover traveling man Michael Machado. So let's take a look at some of his content in today's Creator Spotlight. Yes, that's the traveling man himself. What's really cool about Michael is he is a nurse specifically traveling on cruise ships. He is attending to anyone that's on cruises. So he is literally traveling the world, seeing incredible places and scenery and trying new foods and helping people. So he documents all of it. He puts it on display. Here he is in Bali. I mean, he's been all over. He's been on this show, in fact, but I figured it's been a while. I wanted to remind y'all that he exists on this app because he's such a great guy and he really does post such great travel content. Let's take a look at what else. I mean, this is a classic photo from San Francisco. I'm loving it. He does a lot of scenic photography without him in it. He shows a lot of his food that he's trying. Again, he incorporates some of his personality, but really gives you a great mix of global travel pictures and locations. What else have we got from Michael, the traveling man? All right, beautiful view in Madeira. I mean, literally no filter. He also really gives the story behind the post, which I'm a big fan of. Instead of just posting a location, he gives you the location. He tells you sort of his experience there, what's going on. It's almost serving as a bit of a blog. So if you're someone who really loves the story behind the photo, wants to get to different locations in the world, but you might not be able to physically, he is such a perfect follow. What else? Where else is Michael taking us? Denmark. I love it. Classic Denmark photo. He gives a shrug here. Denmark is definitely on my list of places I have not been, but I'd love to go. This guy has gotten everywhere. Let's see where else he's taken us. All right. This is actually, I know where he's from. He is from Portugal, which is really cool. I think this is his best sort of like Tarzan photograph. It makes me think of sort of like a Tarzan picture here. But yeah, this is his home. This is where he's based out of. He's based in Portugal, and then he travels the world from there on this cruise ship, helping others as a nurse and documenting all of it to help us, right? Because I get so much out of this. Okay, Hawaii, Honolulu. Ooh, okay, that is a place I need to go ASAP. Let me know in the chat, have you been to Hawaii? Because this is pretty high up on my list of places to go. Poke bowls, I need to see some of those. We've got Jordan here. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, this guy has truly traveled more places than I will probably ever get in my life. And fortunately for me, I get to at least see them through social media. It's a real treat. Okay, I think we got one more final. Yep, this is in Shanghai, China. I've been to Japan, never been to China. Speaking of which, who's watching the Olympics? Have you been tuning in? I know we got a pretty global audience here showing up in the chat. So welcome everyone. So happy that you're here. And again, tag Display TV and Today on Display if you want to be featured. And of course, be sure that you are posting that awesome original content, telling stories, following the trending hashtags. That is what we want to see. Woo! I'm seeing people are ready for trivia. Well, you're in the right place. We'll be right back to spin the wheel. Don't miss it.
Hey, I'm Tiki Barber, former University of Virginia student athlete and also former New York Giant running back. I can't tell you how excited I am to announce the partnership between Influencer and Display. So what's Display? Display is social that pays. This revolutionary social media app is changing the game for college athletes, and now it's your turn to play. Welcome to the brand new world on social media. Welcome to Display, social that pays.
Cause you're my queen, all that I need, got it, I'm in. Radio hitting rainbows, ultralight beams. Sport plays more like tennis, don't need a team. It's just me and you, and it's everything that it seems. Hey. Come on, let's do some things we never do. Hey.
Word out, I'm getting to it like clockwork now. My head is clocked and they all burned out. They talk shit, but it's my turn now. And it should have been my first round. Young Tiller, what the fuck was you worried about? Who was talking all this shit? I'ma bury him now. I'ma tell it.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to Today on Display. Vanna is looking stripy today. All right. Let's find out how much we're going to be playing for tonight. We have been on a roll lately. As you can see, there's $1,000 slots, $2,500 slots, and $5,000 slots. Whatever we spin will be our jackpot for tonight's trivia game. So let's do this. Let's spin the wheel. Woo! Hot fingers, baby. Throw your guesses in the chat. Ooh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? We're playing for $1,000. Listen, they can't all be 5, and I have been on a lucky streak lately. So here's how you're gonna play. Hang right where you are. Later on in the show, basically, we're gonna have 10 questions pop right up on your screen. You're gonna have 10 seconds to answer each one. If you get them all right, you win a piece of that $1,000 prize. We'll be right back with more Today on Display.
Welcome to Display Tips. The bottom menu bar unlocks many rich features. Tap the home icon to refresh and bring you back to your newsfeed. To search for friends, tags, and discover new content, tap the search icon. Reaching out or receiving messages from friends and followers is easy and right here. Your profile gives you access to all things about you. Tap the Create icon to go to the media screen and create original content and even live stream. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I fell in love with the money, now I'm comfortable.
What we say?
So if I let you come on this side,
This side.
you won't never get to switch sides. Every nigga around me, they on boss, ain't got a dig right. Them niggas talking down, I blew they budget down there 10 times. Remember, everybody jumped the ship, they thought it capsized. Now anybody making U-turns gon' get baptized. Don't listen to
These bitches on me. I've been coolin' laying low, but I'm not taking the seat. But just know a nigga back, and this time I won't leave. I've been running, gotta check me your bag. I got harness on my neck and I got shoes on my ass. Niggas said I'm...
Welcome back to Today on Display. Our guest today is a writer, drag artist, and advertising maven. She was also my roommate in New York a long time ago. Please say hello to Dana Angelo.
Hi, don't say it was that long ago.
I mean, I feel like it was a long time ago. It was like almost 10 years ago now.
I mean, we're still both like 25. So
we are
totally
both
fine.
still 25. We moved to New York when we were babies. We were like
Yep.
first roommates together. So I won't
Yep.
age us that much. But hey, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy that you're here.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. I was looking forward to this for like 2 weeks now since you invited me. So thank you.
This is how I connect to people these days. I don't like text or do phone calls. I'm like, do you want to just come be on the show and talk about your creative journey?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Yes.
That's what
I'd
we're
rather
doing.
talk about that than catch up on life stuff, honestly.
Exactly. This is the real good stuff. So Dana, like, you are so multifaceted and such a great inspiration to others in what, you know, it looks like to be a creative person pursuing passions and an ambitious career. So I'm really excited to, you know, have others hear your story and also to dive into our first segment. You know it, you love it, it's Posted Up. All right, so in this, basically, I'm going to pull up one of your posts. You're going to tell me the story behind the post, whatever it is you want to tell. If it's a look, how you created that look, maybe that moment, that night, or if it's something that plays to a larger story, you can give me that as well. So let's take a look at the first post that we've got. Whoa! Tell me about this fabulous, fabulous character.
So that would be Miss Kitty Meringue, my drag alter ego. That was in pre-pandemic days, me doing a drag brunch at the Standard downtown in Los Angeles, where I currently live. And I think that day I performed a Pink song. I don't know. It was just super fun. There's always bottomless mimosas, so I don't remember much of anything. But yeah, I'm what they used to call a bio queen. We don't use that term anymore. I'm a drag queen who just happens to have been born a biological woman.
I love it.
I love performing.
I mean, you look fabulous, and we've had at least one drag queen on the show, so you're our lucky number 2, I believe. Let's take a look at our second post. Yes, a full body. I'm loving it.
Yes, that is another drag brunch, but that dress, I have to do a little promo, was made by my sister, Mindy L'Amour. I'm part of the House of L'Amour, and she creates drag couture. So if there's any drag queens or aspiring drag queens out there, check her out, Mindy L'Amour. And she's just amazing, and I love getting to wear any of her dresses, especially as Kitty, because you just feel super girly and just super fabulous.
I had no idea. How cool is that? That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I have one more along the same lines. Yes. Tell me
one
about
more
this.
drag for y'all. That was the first show I performed during the pandemic, I think back in April. I'm part of this, it's called the Learn the Words Bitch family. I hope I'm allowed to curse on this. I'm just realizing
Go
that.
for it. That sounds great. I love it.
And I was part of, I had to set up the whole thing in my living room, putting my computer on top of books, trying to get lighting right. And that was a shot I took right before I performed there.
I just want to know, how did you end up doing drag? Like, what got you into this in the first place?
Sure. I mean, you see me right now. I love color. I love makeup. I love all that kind of stuff. And I've always loved drag. I'm queer. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. And when I was in Chicago, I always wanted to do drag, but I was like, I'm a woman, can't do it, until I met someone who was born female at birth who's like, oh no, you can do it. Let's go. And from that point on, that was like 6 years ago, I've been performing, and I just love it.
Can I ask 2 more questions? One, how long does it typically take you to get ready, start to finish?
A good day, maybe an hour. I like to take my time, though. It's very meditative. You're slowly putting everything on. So probably at least 2. Covering up eyebrows is extremely difficult. Mm-hmm. Extremely hard, at least for me.
So I did one segment on here with the drag artist I referred to, who actually guided me from start to finish in doing drag makeup. So we did the whole glue on eyebrows thing.
Oh my God.
Of it. I have photos.
I need to see those. Did you just feel like infinitely more fabulous than you already are, if that's even possible.
I mean, it was quite, I just like I've already had so much respect, but like after going through the entire process, I was like, whoa, I complain about having to do my makeup. Like, this is a whole other level. Insane.
It's an extreme sport, I gotta say.
It's so crazy. And then my final question is, you know, do you have an artist that you like to sing or lip sync? Like, what is your go-to?
Ooh, I have to say, I love doing some Gwen Stefani. She's not done a whole lot, and I've always been a big fan of hers. I know she can be slightly problematic, but I was always a No Doubt girl. I love doing Spiderwebs, Just a Girl, anything. And I'm dying to do her newer song, Slow Clap, whenever I get a chance to perform again. That's my next one.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Okay, we have another post. Now we're heading in a new direction here.
Okay.
Tell me what this signifies. What's this
So, I think this predates you and I living together. It was that long ago. This is back in New York when I used to be a cocktail waitress, and this was a closing night at a restaurant called Asia to Cuba, may it rest. And I was reliving, Tina Fey did a photo shoot there. And as a writer, I'm a huge Tina Fey fan. And she, if you look up, it was like a Vice article or something. She posed back in like 2011. So I was reliving my Tina Fey moment on top of the table there.
I mean, it's fabulous. And when were
Thank
you
you.
able to sort of exit your career doing hospitality work?
I tried many times, kept getting pulled back in. When I moved to Chicago, I was a bartender at the Second City. From there, I was able to become the advertising and promotions coordinator within their training center. So I was like, great, I'm writing, I'm getting paid to do that. This is great. I moved to LA, couldn't get a writing gig. So I went back to bartending until I got accepted into this creative residency at an ad agency, and that's where my career took off. So it was just chance and luck and, you know, a little bit of talent, I suppose.
And some hard work and like dedication.
all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like the perfect recipe for things to actually eventually happen, you know, as
100%.
we learn. So let's take a look at our next post, because I think that is the perfect place to end on this sort of tangent. Like, Captain Obvious, what? So cool.
Thank you, Captain Obvious, for letting me, you know, work on hotels.com. Yeah, I went from being a host, cocktail waitress, bartender to being a creative director at a major ad agency and leading the hotels.com team. Like, what?
I mean, unbelievable. It's so cool. And are you able to put your writing skills now, like you're a copywriter, is that sort of your role within the creative side of things at the ad agency?
And that was more so in the past. Now, as a creative director, I oversee all the creative. So I'm helping other copywriters who are now younger and in more junior positions than me, lift them up, teach them, help them grow, and just be like the kind of mentor I always hoped to be, hope to have had when I was coming up, and just help them grow their skills. And I do write occasionally if I need to, but it's more so I'm just trying to help people create the best work they can.
I love that. It sounds like a really great fit for you.
It's fun.
I know we have one more video. It's a post, and it kind of shows you in action in all your glory. So let's take a look at this.
I wish I understood. It used to be so nice. It used to be so good.
Woo! Yes, there she goes. Oh my gosh, this makes me want to go. I need to like get out and see a show. I still haven't really done that, you know, post-pandemic yet. It's definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to.
You should. I mean, that was pre-pandemic. You can tell with my pre-pandemic weight and waist and all that. I look great there.
You still look great. You still look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And everyone, we will be right back with Dana. We're putting her on the spot. Plus, we've got trivia for $2,500, so stick around.
Welcome to Display Tips. Let's get introduced to Profile. Tap the profile on bottom right of screen. Here, you can personalize your display experience. Tap the pencil icon to edit your profile picture, cover photo, basic user info including contact, and link to your other social media accounts. Select your preferred language, identify top friends and family members. You can also create and manage your communities here. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I'm not dealing with the pawns. My heart cold. All of my feelings is gone. 2 hands, I'm willing to jump. I tell a bitch to chill in the car. I look at her body, it's giving me heart. She's with a friend, I need a Nicki Minaj. I'm hitting them low. And we can take it where you willing to go. Chicks just dying to chill with the bros. You get killed for stealing the phone. I got y'all fools this time. I go Super Saiyan every single day. Hold on. They like 50K, heard he feeling brave. Hold on. Hey, they tell that nigga we are not the same. Hey, they tell that nigga stay up in your lane. I got ice on me like I.
Listen, yeah, I dream in color, and I sleep on the canvas. I think we all need each other. Empathy, that could be our advantage. Bad bitch speak Creole or Spanish. Look this way, then I'm liking my chance. Oh man, why go?
Welcome back. This is Today on Display. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis. And if you've been hanging with us, you know that I'm here with the fabulous Dana Angelo. We have just been getting to know her through her social presence. And now we're going to dive a little bit deeper and put her in the hot seat for our segment, On the Spot. This is pretty straightforward. We're just going to ask you a couple questions about your creative pursuits, your ambitions. So tell me first about your geographics. You've made a few moves. Were they tied? Yeah, were they tied to your career or creative aspirations?
Or just tied to my boredom. Yeah, I mean, you met me and right after like 3 months, I think, of living together, I was like, I'm sorry, I need to leave New York because it turns out I have a fun little thing called severe depression. So that helped. That was the impetus for that move. And then realized, yeah, let's try comedy. Let's go to Chicago. Also got diagnosed with the depression and got that fixed. So highly recommend, if you're feeling things, go talk to someone. I always openly talk about mental health struggles and all that. And then didn't really love the Midwest. It's a great place to visit, not for this Jersey gal. And then moved to LA. It'll be 5 years come Labor Day weekend. And I have to say, I do love it here.
Oh my gosh. Happy LA 5-year anniversary almost.
Thank you.
And yeah. I still live in the apartment that I met Dana at.
I know.
It's so crazy.
I love it so much.
It's so crazy.
It's a great apartment though. It's huge for my New York standards. So if I were you, I'd never leave that place.
Truly. So tell me, what's been your favorite thing that you've created to date? Whether it's a tweet, a commercial, a character, what is something that is really special to you that sticks out in your mind?
I had a lot of fun at my old agency. I used to do a lot of stuff for Netflix for marketing their movies, and we got to work on The Prom that came out, I think a year ago, which has a great LGBTQ message, and we got to write what ended up being a commercial featuring NFL players, just saying how men like musicals too, just to say, hey, it's not a gay thing. It's nothing like that. It's just fun. And who doesn't want to feel joy? And we got to make some jokes in it. And that's probably one of my most favorite pieces. Every time I watch it, it still makes me smile.
That's so cool. I mean, it's really awesome to be a part of something that you really, really believe in.
Totally.
On the flip side, I got to ask, I know I've had what's your worst creative horror story, whether it's something that didn't go as planned, someone who wrecked a vision that you had, or you embarrassed yourself in some way. Is there anything that sort of pops into your mind?
The first thing that pops into my head is just having partners that maybe you're mismatched with, and that just can make it hard to work together, because in advertising, usually a copywriter's partner with an art director. So you're bringing words and visuals together to create the best work. But if you two are just so dissimilar, can't see eye to eye, whether it's both creatively and life, that can be a struggle. I wouldn't say there's anything I'm embarrassed by, or would publicly say that anyway. But yeah, the hardest thing I've experienced in the industry is, when you don't work well with others,
I
that
think
the work then it's gonna show that. It's
that
like,
is
oh,
a
this
horror
wasn't that good.
story. Yeah. I mean, I've been
Yeah,
paired
it's-
with like scene partners or people that I've had to work
Totally.
with. My producer currently over there is like a real nightmare.
It's a mess.
Every day I just hate my job more and more because of him. I'm just kidding. Love my team here. But you know, like honestly, it's the dream team, and that's what makes my job so enjoyable. It makes it easier. So I know that on the flip side of things too, like you really can be in a nightmare of a situation if you don't have
I
someone.
mean, that goes with any job,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. For
If
sure.
you don't like the people you're working with, you're miserable the whole time.
Yeah. If you weren't in a creative field, right? And let's also include advertising in that, of course.
Yeah.
What would you be doing for a living?
I mean, I think no matter what, I'd always be doing something creative. Like I always said, if I wasn't doing this, I'd go be like a nail technician just because I love nail stuff. Or I'd probably doing like being a tour guide at a haunted place because I love ghost stuff.
I
like
love
that.
that. That is a great answer. That is so unexpected. I want to know too, like, what is your biggest piece of advice for aspiring creatives, anyone that's watching right now?
I have two to give to everybody. The best piece of advice I was ever given that I pass along to everyone is don't be afraid to reach out to ask for help, whether it's strangers, a friend of a friend, and whether it's like, hey, how's your company? Or hey, can you tell me a little more information about this? More so than not, people want to help each other. And if they can't, they'll tell you, or you have nothing to lose by just reaching out. It's all about networking, which then brings me to my next point, which is don't be an asshole. We all want to be able to enjoy working with each other. If you're just a good person, people like being around, and you also are kind of talented on top of it, you'll go so far. It's huge because everyone remembers that person was awesome. Bring them onto the team, or hey, I want to recommend them to do this.
Absolutely.
That's what I suggest.
I completely agree. Like general great life advice too for anyone. Doesn't matter if
Totally.
you're creative or not. Like just be a good human. Like there's not enough of those, sadly. So
no,
do your duty and fill that role. So, and I have one more question for you, and maybe
Okay.
this is so silly, but I need
love
to
it.
know what's Complain Jane?
So I love puns, which is such a big no-no in advertising, and I don't care. It's instead of a plain Jane, which I am certainly not, and I love to complain. So Complain Jane.
That makes
Seems-
perfect sense. I love it. Dana, thank you so
you.
much for joining us. And a reminder to all of you, you can follow her on display at Complain Jane, and now you know why the name. And
Yep.
folks, we have trivia for $2,500 next. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Display Tips. Let's check out more of what Profile has to offer. Tap the profile on bottom right of screen. The bottom section here is your post history and performance. For photos, tap here and scroll through all your posts and see how many likes, comments, shares, and supports you have. Tap videos to review your video and GIF history and performance too. It's all right here. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
Bienvenidos a Display TV.
We did it!
Y tienes que darle bien fuerte para poder llegar rápido. Guys, welcome to Cusco. Estamos en la hermosa ciudad de Mérida. Delicioso. Un aguachile de camarón.
Welcome back to Today on Display, and welcome to Display Trivia. I got questions, I got answers, I got money, who could ask for anything more? Oh yeah, okay, you're asking me to stop singing. Well, I am the quiz queen, and I rule this game of phones. So you know what? Whatever I doth decree is the lay of the land. Tonight's pot is $1,000. And in case you're just tuning in, I'll re-explain the rules. You're going to have 10 seconds to pick your answer and choose wisely, because once you tap, there's no going back. If you miss one, you will no longer be eligible for that cash prize, but stay in the game because your Royal Highness says so. Type yes, Queen, in the chat. And yeah, let's get this test started. Phones vertical, Wi-Fi connected, friends texted, brains wired. Yes, Queen. Great. Let's do the thing. Time to trivia. Question 1. All of the following words can be used as greetings as well as send-offs, except ciao, aloha, shut up. All of the following words can be used as greetings as well as send-offs, except ciao, aloha, shut up. You know what I really have a problem with? Greeting cards. They're never honest, you know? They never match the occasion. Like, happy birthday, Dad. You really messed up my childhood, but we're still family, so I have to give you this piece of fancy paper. Or, you know, congrats on your new job. And also, pretty freaking jealous, because I applied for it too. But, you know, back to the question at hand. If we're gonna get technical here, okay? You could greet people with shut up, but you probably won't have an opportunity to send them off, right? Because they'll see you off first. Ciao, question 1. Aloha, question 2. Pectoral muscles are found on what part of the human anatomy? Chest, back, thighs. Pectoral muscles are found on what part of the human anatomy? Chest, back, thighs. Oh boy, do I love a good pair of pecs. And I'm not alone in this. No, I am not. Peter Piper? Yeah, he wasn't a boob guy or a butt guy. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. And if Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? I mean, I don't know where the peck of pickled peppers is, but I know I'm warmed up to host trivia now, and also know you picked chest like Peter Pepper picked those peppers. So you're moving on to the next question. A C-suite executive is most likely to be found in what kind of office? Oval, corner, cubicle. A C-suite executive is most likely to be found in what kind of office? Oval, corner, cubicle. A C-suite executive? Now that's interesting, because with words like suite and executive, you think it'd be more like an A-suite executive, like an A-list celebrity. Because those C-listers, Jesse McCartney, Paris Hilton, a property brother, Jason, David, I don't know, I couldn't tell you their names. But one of them, they might be able to help you find office space. Great movie, by the way. And boss Bill Lumberg had a corner office, while Peter Gibbons was stuck in a cubicle. Let's not get stuck in Q3. We're moving right along. What city does rock and roll's king tell to long live in his 1964 song? San Jose, Manhattan, Las Vegas. What city does rock and roll's king tell to long live in his 1964 song? San Jose, Manhattan, Las Vegas. I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. And how do we get all the dimes to play every rock and roll song in the jukebox? By playing and winning display trivia, of course. This song has been covered by tons of different artists and been featured in a bunch of TV shows like Friends and Looney Tunes. Scooby-Doo even did a Viva Mexico version, but the original was recorded by Elvis and premiered in a film he starred in by the same name, Viva Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas must stay there, but in trivia, we must move on. Question 5. Which of the following Broadway shows did not win the Tony for Best Musical the year it was eligible? Cabaret, Hair, Company. Which of the following Broadway shows did not win the Tony for Best Musical the year it was eligible? Cabaret, Hair, Company. So many eligible musicals and only one Tony. Who will he choose? I mean, Hair is like the nutty one, not really sure about her. Cabaret is the one treating this like her own spin-off, and Company is the one who can't really commit. So who will take this rose? Such a good show. Well, not The Bachelor, that's total trash. I'm actually embarrassed that I watch it. I mean, all of these musicals, great shows. But only Cabaret and Company won Tonys for Best Musical the year they were eligible. Looks like you all are eligible for Q6. Let's get it. Correctly order these current British royals from oldest to youngest. Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince George, Prince William, Prince George, Prince Charles, Prince George, Prince William, Prince Charles. Correctly order these current British royals from oldest to youngest. From those following princes. I do not need to repeat them. So I'm going to use this little opportunity, this little intermission as an opportunity to spill some royalty. If you all watch The Crown, you know that Prince Charles invented ghosting, and for that, we can never forgive him. Meanwhile, did you peep that photo of Prince William's vaccinated arm? Hello! I'd like to see some more of that royal thighness. What? He's closest to my age. It's appropriate. Prince Charles is the oldest, and Prince George, yeah, he's way too young for me. Question 7. The day that kicks off Lent is preceded by a night of revelry that in English translates to what adjective? Crazy, fat, festive. The day that kicks off Lent is preceded by a night of revelry that in English translates to what adjective? Crazy, fat, festive. Best to get it all out of your system before you gotta give it up, right? And yes, by giving up carbonated beverages for a few weeks, I do believe I will improve my relationship with God. Other things I've given up for Lent? Alcohol, meat, chocolate, social media. I wish I could give up certain people in my life. But next year, I'm just giving up, period. But all of you, don't give up yet. Tap that answer. And don't hit the wrong one like I do with my fat fingers. Fat fingers and Fat Tuesday. Nailed it. Question 8. The first Disney princess to not be the title character of her respective movie wears what color as her flagship outfit? Pink, yellow, teal. The first Disney princess to not be the title character of her respective movie wears what color as her flagship outfit? Pink, yellow, teal. Disney creates unrealistic expectations for women. Like, Sleeping Beauty slept all day, and then a prince came out of nowhere, kissed her, and they lived happily ever after. I sleep all day and nothing gets done. Also, Cinderella losing her shoe at midnight. Go home, Cinderella, you're drunk. And I'm sorry, Jasmine's just supposed to be fine with Aladdin picking her up on a carpet? Like, what happened to a car? I don't care that it's magic, it's a freaking carpet. Ugh. But that princess in teal doesn't seem to mind, and it's her love story, not mine. Your story's heading in the right direction with question 9. Jennifer Aniston turned down a job at a show with what other cast member for the Friends pilot? Adam Sandler, Jerry Seinfeld, Ellen DeGeneres. Jennifer Aniston turned down a job at a show with what other cast member for the Friends pilot? Adam Sandler, Jerry Seinfeld, Ellen DeGeneres. The pilot, also known as the first one, also known as the one where it all began, also known as the one where Monica gets a roommate. Well, I guess she wouldn't have gotten a roommate if Jennifer Aniston chose the other gig. Truly, it's all thanks to Rachel that Courtney Cox was able to make Rent. And the other show? None other than Saturday Night Live. Truly, could not have gone wrong with either job. But if you tapped anything other than Mr. Adam Sandler, you sadly did go wrong. And it's time for the final question. All of the following can be used to mean a type of clothing ornamentation that was found in Tutankhamun's tomb excavation, except diamante, zecchino, spangles. All of the following can be used to mean a type of clothing ornamentation that was found in Tutankhamun's tomb excavation, except diamante, zecchino, spangles. I was offered a job excavating tombs, but it turned out it was a pyramid scheme. Fortunately, I found this other gig here where I get to give away free money, which now that I think about it, also seems a little too good to be true. But it's not. Some of you out there, right? You're out there, you've gotten that money delivered right into your bank account. Ka-ching, displayers. You're gonna be rolling in gold just like this ancient Egyptian pharaoh, King Tut. What was the ornamentation found in the tomb? Sequins. Yes, we love some ancient Egyptian glamour. Woo! And the only word here that cannot be used interchangeably is zecchino, which is a word for an Italian coin, and the word that etymologists think sequin originated from. You came, you slayed, say it with me, and you got paid. Well, you're getting paid. Drop those scores in the chat. Be proud of your accomplishments. I sure as heck am proud of myself for asking very, very difficult questions every single day. So congrats, everyone. You have earned it. Yes. Now go get some rest. It's only Monday after all. And I will see you tomorrow with more trivia and more Today on Display.
Performing exclusively on display, Hot Boy Mafia.
Yo quiero, en mi corazón todo gatillero. Empecé fue regando todo Grammy, pero ahora me llegan enteros. Chorita cuero, yo ni loco se lo meto al pelo. Empecé fue regando todo Grammy, pero ahora me llegan enteros. Dinero contando y el crack cocinando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Joseamos en silencio y si viene le mando. Dinero contando y el crack cocinando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Joseamos en silencio y si viene.
Pisando una 9, regando en tu bloque la nieve, lo azul y los haters me llueven. Cooper y la valle cualquiera, me falta el respeto y te muere. En tu bloque te frenamos breve. Hey, tan celoso, llégame si puedes. Compro un paletino y estoy ready pa' ustedes. Números rotos, la blicky te va a hacer famoso. Yo en la tengo los mafiosos, corremos la calle y negocio. Los monos mi bloque no entran pa' que peligroso. Se encuentran tirados, no están donde estoy, con ninguno me rozo. Con mi coro armado, saben que si le frenamos vamos a dejar pozo. Atrás de la paca yo no ando retoso. Yo no ando retoso, yo quiero llenarme, yo no ando reposo. Tony Montana moviendo los cosos. Quiero dinero, ni que estoy ansioso. Hasta que uno le saca son los más rabiosos.
Seguimos en el bando, dinero contando y el crack cocinando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Joseamos en silencio y si viene en el bando. Dinero contando y el crack cocinando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Joseamos en silencio y si viene en el bando.
¿Y para de qué? Federales en Otaco. Siempre boca que yo llamo Paco. El pato se caliente y yo cierro el saco. Buscando pesaco. Gracias a la rodita de caso. Salimos de un barrio, ahora vamos bailando. Que yo estaba pianando. Tranquilo en un barco, los demonios míos. ¡Mafia! Tienen hambre, quieren amarillo. Será por eso que yo ando lío. Será lo de muerte, los dientes míos. Lo tengo mordido. Vuelvo flotando en un río. Te cacho en el parque y tú vas para el río. Te agarro en el paño y te dejo partido. Y bien aquí flow. Con mi menor y yo joseando el dough. Tú me tiras, nigga, dame un co. Atrás de los zules dejando dough. Atacando y de todo. Si prenden, entrego lamento. Tengo lo mío, pato el que falló. Llegó el GT y la para se asistió.
En el bando, dinero contando y el crack cocinando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Joseamos en silencio y si viene en el bando. Dinero contando y el crack cocinando.
guiando. Otro lo mueve y los clientes aumentando. Moca con los monos que no están ubicando. Negociamos en silencio y vienen
Tirando tiro para arriba, que sea la 12 puñetas. Palo me pongo una gorra pa' llenar mi caleta. Mi competencia la veo fea como los cotos de feta. Cuando chambeo la pongo a sonar como una carrera en chancleta. Con una tabla grandota, le hago busca al idiota. Que en Instagram se desboca y la patada explota. Su dirección y un pasamontaña pa' que no me reconozca. Si habla mucho te pie la boca, esto es apoya haciéndote coca. Ando con una gata que cuenta los fans y el clave el perico. Contigo no se mueve, pero a mí ella me está chiquito. Habla de mi delito y con Hot Boy Mafia yo te la aplico. Los bolsillos míos, los buitres de equipo, ese veces más yo me voy a hacer rico.
dinero, yo quiero. En mi corazón todo gatillero. Empecé fuera